We are very much at a humbling moment here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Dreams do come true.
Do you want to go put your feet in the Southern Ocean for the first time?
Heck yeah. First time in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
We're traveling the world, baby.
One broke ass day at a time. Get them feet wet, girl. Let me see it. Welcome to the Southern Oceans.
Sorry, I'm so excited. This is amazing. Whoa. We're in Bali. Bali.
Here comes the rain. Well, we got to Bali. As you can clearly see, if you watched our last episode, things didn't go the way we planned. We have literally been stopped in our tracks. The amount of emotions and experiences and things we have dealt with and seen just in the first couple of days have literally made us stop and rethink everything. We were so excited and so stoked and so bounding with excitement to see what this place had and what it had to offer. And it literally took 72 hours to just crap on all of our thoughts, hopes, and wishes here. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna break down good, the bad, and the ugly of everything we're seeing in Bali and everything that we feel Bali has become. We don't have a place to stay. We're spending time sleeping in the streets. The vibe is just right off the bat not what we were expecting or hoping for. The Bali that they throw on Instagram, the Bali that you see on Twitter and TikTok and all these places over social media, we did not see that Bali when we got here. The first big scandal that we get into is room renting. Now, we booked through an honest and legitimate site, and clearly so did a lot of other people. After spending a couple days here during this holiday season, during 2 major concert events in town, we watched over 30 groups of individuals show up at our rental property stating that they had paid and booked for a place and didn't have it. And they were turned around and sent packing. So this really isn't just us, this is more of a new pandemic happening in Bali. Earlier though, I forgot to mention how we ended up getting our room. Remember, we debated in the last episode, do we go there in the middle of the night or not? If we hadn't have gone, we wouldn't have caught the property manager leaving for work early in the morning. He very much did not want to give us the room, but very much saw that we weren't going anywhere. He let us into the room, and then 2 hours later, sends us a text message saying it's gonna be about 30% higher price to keep the place, and if we don't pay that extra 30%, he's not gonna let us stay. Again, not our country, and he had us by the throat at that point. We knew we couldn't find anywhere else as cheap. What were we gonna do? So we paid the guy the extra 30%, and we've got the room for the month. It is what it is. Welcome to Bali. Now, as beautiful as the Hindu culture is, and as beautiful as the people of Bali are, in these tightly congested tourism-capped areas, the vibe really is nowhere near what you would think it is. There's been so much drama and turmoil with the Russians and the Brazilians and digital warfare going on around here with these guys that they're, number one, they're deporting people left and right. And number two, the locals are fed up. I don't blame them. I honestly don't. But like, we're not those people. We're not the Russians. We're not the Brazilians. We're just here to have a good time and enjoy ourselves and see what Bali's all about. Bali has changed. One of the only real highlights so far that we've been able to do is we have found some amazing restaurants, or as they call them here, warungs, that where food and meals are still a $1 to have for dinner. That's if you're eating local. Common shopping around the Central Phuket district. You have all of your marts. So you've got your Alpha Mart, your Coco Mart, and your Indo Mart. You get a choice of fried things in a cart, or fried things in a cart, or steamed things in a cart.
Or fried things in a mart.
Or fried things in a mart. It's definitely one or the other around here. So right now we are at our favorite place to eat so far in the Bukit Peninsula area of southern Bali. This is Warung Suni, but it's literally like right in the middle epicenter of all 5 directions you want to go in Bukit. The food is amazing. The people here are lovely. Let's go get some boots. Most of the local food here isn't exactly healthy. Like 90% of the population at this point is diabetic. It's either soys, salts, or sugars. You have a choice. Do you want it salty? Do you want it sweet? Overly salty or overly sweet, or a mixed bag and some spice in between? It's really a lot of processed food. Okay, night one. How you doing?
I am tired, but I'm excited for this.
Yeah?
This meal. Yeah.
Hello. One beef, one chicken. Yep. Yep. Thank you.
This smells so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One beef, one chicken, meatballs, soy egg, everything. Works. Veggies, delicious. Let's give it a try.
It looks delicious.
Yeah. Now, there are some really good restaurants. Some of them are pretty amazing, especially on the Western influence side of the restaurant scene here.
Chorizo Pomarola.
Wow.
Like, that's been bubbling all day.
But we are ballers on a budget, and we average, you know, like in the Philippines, 4 to maybe 5 US a day, max. And it's always been that way. We try to make it as frugal and as locally felt and flavored as possible. So can we even afford to go to the Western restaurants? No, unfortunately not. If you see some of these guys that are vlogging lately on the higher end, the OG ballers of the vlogging community, you could spend $1,000 a day on 3 square meals here and it not even matter to these guys. We also come to find out that the tourism side here, the government and the officials, administrators of tourism locally here are stating, and you can pull this up online, they no longer want cheap travelers. No more backpackers. They are not here to entertain frugal travelers, local vibe people, or backpackers. They only want to cater to the 1% elite money spending tier of the world. And they are putting that in writing.
Sucks. That sucks for those of us who want to see the world on a budget.
Do I think that that entails all of the Balinese people? No. I can see that that's just the upper tier and echelon of people who are looking to make money or profit from their position. Because when you go into the local warangs, they're glad to have you, and they're so nice, and they're so hospitable. It's been very, very challenging, to say the least. We have been blessed to experience some really amazing pieces of culture. There was a family blessing and a dance ceremony on the side of the road that we absolutely had a blast pulling into the other night. So we've come across a random party in the street,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, Grandma about to show her up. The things you walk up on in the streets around here.
Yeah. We're just going to get ice cream.
Pretty amazing, actually. It's really, really beautiful. The whole thing is really, really beautiful. Her ornate wear and headdress and neck piece is just stunning. It's amazing. That's called brotherhood bravery right there. I know Alyssa had a great time jumping in and doing a little dance with the girls. I think that was pretty cool. The other side that we love so far is the family strength. Just like in the Philippines, that is something that's very, very similar, is the family strength and bond here. Families are tight and they do everything together. And I think that's really cool. Hi. Hi. Hello. So we've been here a few days, and honestly, we really are starting to feel like it's a mistake. If we would have stayed in the Philippines, still a million more islands to visit, a million more outdoor activities and waterfalls and hot springs and mountains to see, cliffs to jump off of,
Beautiful beaches.
cheap food, cheap drinks. This is a Hindu/Muslim country. Liquor here is almost impossible to get, and you know what? We're not alcoholics, but we are industry people. $77. 70 bucks. That's 140. And we're hospitality people. It's nice to have a drink. Hi!
Hello.
It's nice to have a drink every now and then, you know? We're starting to honestly feel like it's a mistake. And we're not sure how much longer we'll be here. We're honestly not sure how we're gonna get back to the Philippines.
Yep,
But
money's tight right now.
money's tight. I think one of the most common misconceptions that you have and that you receive as a white-skinned Westerner is that because you're traveling to a foreign country, that means you're successful or have money.
That's not true. Actually, most Westerners, especially Americans, live on what's called credit.
Yes.
Meaning it's money they don't have, but they're given on a loan.
We don't live off credit, but we definitely don't have any money.
Yeah.
So it's a really tough thing when they look at us like we do.
In the Philippines, I had a very lovely conversation with a local Filipina, and we were talking about how it is a misconception that not all white people are loaded with money. She was actually very surprised when I told her that we weren't rich.
It's really quite a humbling thing to learn and to deal with. It's something that we're adjusting to, and it's something that we are dealing with day by day. Hey! Tragically, the other part of that we've seen is that the waters are full of trash. There is so much trash in the waters in Bali. It is sad. It is terrifying. I paddled out the other day and literally had to wade through about 200 yards of pure trash and plastics. From diapers to pads to microplastics to single-use food plastics, beer bottles and plastic bottles in between. It is unbelievable the amount of trash in the water right now. Bali is full. There are so many people in Bali. There are too many people in Bali. To get somewhere that used to take 5 minutes takes an hour. Like just getting from Bukit Canggu or Denpasar to Karamis or Ubud or even up to the mountains, you are looking at hours rather than minutes. There are way too many people, and it doesn't get any easier at night. It actually gets more crazy all the way up until about midnight. The traffic never stops.
Off-road. This is how we do it. Oh my gosh. It's nerve-wracking. More off-road. Bumpity bump.
This is what Bali looks like on a holiday Saturday in Bukit, right in Maine's Central District. We are live here. This literally just used to be houses, temples, and a couple of surfers, and now it is as crowded as could be. Always wild to see things like this, but this is why we come to other countries. This is why we travel. This is why we do what we do, so we can see these things and bring these experiences to you. Ready? Here, hold it, go.
Oh, here we go. And we're off. Feel like we're at the races. It's always an adventure on the streets of Bali.
So like Alyssa has said many a time now already, if you are not motorcycle experienced or licensed, I really do not recommend coming here and renting a bike. So the big swell is on its way, and we've got a couple of trips planned. We're heading up to the mountains. We're gonna go meet some amazing people that we met online who wanna share their story and share their homestead with us. We're gonna go see some waterfalls, eat some local food, and try to experience the interior side of the island of Bali. Our hope and goal is that if we get away from this tourist community, that things loosen up, lighten up, and we find that vibe we're looking for. School's getting out around here. It's time to head down and get a little food real quick and re-energize our souls. Then we're off to a really long and amazing 10, 12, maybe 15-hour trip on the scooter across Bali.
Let's go.
Stand by to stand by. Here we go, legends.